Hey guys, I'm Melissa and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having a beautiful day so far. In this video, I am going to be showing you once again every single thing that I eat in a day as a whole food plant-based vegan who follows a low calorie density way of eating. Now, if you've never heard of this and you have never read the book, The Starch Solution, I'm going to put a ton of free helpful resources so that you can learn more in the description box of this video, including some book recommendations, some good podcast episodes that I recommend, some websites, and a lot more. So be sure to check that out. And then I also have an entire playlist on this YouTube channel called Weight Loss. So if you click into that, there are over 50 videos on this topic, including some Q&As where I answer a lot of the commonly asked questions about weight loss following calorie density, and also some what I eat in a day videos and recipes that you may enjoy. All right, that being said, let's get into today's video and into the food. It was actually my birthday a couple days ago on May 12th, and as a gift I got sent a big bouquet of fruit. It's from the company Edible Arrangements. I'm not sure if you've seen them before, but I will put a picture of what it looked like when it was all assembled and looking like a bouquet, and it had a bed of kale underneath all of the skewers of fruit. And I absolutely love these. I froze half of it to put in my smoothies, and then I filled up 2 containers of the fresh fruit and put it in the fridge. So I'm just gonna chop these up into smaller pieces and make a fruit salad for breakfast. And it's so cute. They chop the pineapple into little stars and flowers. Now, I'm not a big early morning eater. I just find that I wake up with lots of energy as is, and so I kind of just wait until I'm hungry to have a larger meal, which is usually around lunchtime. But for breakfast, I do like fruit or fruit smoothie. I just find it's really easy to digest, and it's refreshing, it's light, and it's not too heavy that it would, tire me out at all. And something I get asked quite a bit from the ladies that I coach, as well as just here on YouTube and Instagram, is about the quantity of fruit. Are you really able to eat as much fruit as you want and still lose weight? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. Fruit in its whole natural form, full of fiber, full of water. Most of it is anywhere between 150 and 300 calories per pound. Very low on the calorie density scale. The exception is bananas, a little bit higher at about 400 calories per pound, but still absolutely great food. And I have bananas pretty much daily in my smoothies. One thing I will say is if weight loss is your goal, I don't recommend fruit juices just because they are a concentration of sugars, even though it's natural sugar. And the fiber has been removed, so you are concentrating the calories in the juice versus having the whole natural fruit in its whole state. And voila, here we go, 2 fruit salads, one for myself and one for Alex. And of course I have a few little pieces that I set aside for our sweet doggy Beckham because he loves fruit. All right, for lunch, I'm going to make a soup, and when I make soups, I very rarely follow a recipe. I just sort of look to see what ingredients I have, what fresh veggies I need to eat up, and kind of come up with something just based on what I already have at home. I always like to include some form of a wet starch, whether that is rice, quinoa, barley, potato, sweet potato. Today I've got a sweet potato that I need to eat up, so I'm going to be putting that in there. And also I like to add beans to my soup because it just helps to make it more filling. So I'm going to use this entire can of dark red kidney beans. And then as far as veggies, I'm going to add in corn. This is frozen corn I've got here, frozen peas. I'm going to wash and chop up this zucchini, a carrot, and 2 stalks of celery, and also an onion as well. I always like to include either onion or garlic just for the flavor in soups. It just makes it extra tasty. And then for spices, I'm going to add in some ground cumin. And I bought this kind of extra spicy chili powder from Winco the other day. I tried it once and it's very spicy, so I'm just gonna add a little bit, but it also helps to add a lot of flavor to your dishes as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wash the veggies, chop them all up into about 1 centimeter cubes, and then put them in a pot with about 3.5, 4 cups of water, and get them cooking. And then I add the kidney beans in toward the end because they're already cooked. They just need to be warmed up. And this is a very typical type of a meal that I would have eaten when I first started eating this way. So when I first started low calorie density, I just found soups were really convenient, plus it was the winter time. So if you're thinking of starting eating this way and you've got no idea where to start and what to eat, soups are just something that is so easy. It's kind of hard to get it wrong, and it's also easy to make them really filling, as I said, by adding in your potatoes and your beans. All right, so it's been cooking for almost 20 minutes and I ended up using 5 cups of water. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna transfer about 1/3 of this soup mixture into my high-powered blender, and I'm gonna blend it all up and pour that mixture back into the rest of the soup, just to add a little bit of creaminess. And this is something I do because I don't use soup stock. So if you don't wanna have to go out and buy bouillon cubes or soup stock and you just want to use water, then that's a great way to add some more flavor into the soup. All right, so I've blended it up and now I'm gonna add it back into the soup. Let that cook for another 5 or so minutes, and I'm gonna also add in my kidney beans, which I just rinsed. So this is an entire can of kidney beans. So that'll be ready in about 5 minutes. And then something else that I do is once I serve my soup, so once I have it in the bowl, I add a handful of spinach, and then I just let the spinach kind of lightly cook from the heat of the soup. All right, so the soup is piping hot, and that's just when I put in the baby spinach, and it lightly cooks it. Now, if you're following a completely SOS-free diet, salt, oil, sugar-free, then skip this next part, but I am going to add a little bit of sea salt. And there we have it, lunch. And I made enough so that Alex can have some as well, and there might even be a little bit left over for later or tomorrow. All right, as a snack, I am going to make a mango superfood smoothie. Now, if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know that I very rarely buy protein powders or anything like that. But I was at TJ Maxx the other day and I saw this, and it has moringa, spirulina, wheatgrass, barley grass, kale, and dandelion, and that's all. So it sounded pretty healthy, and I just thought I would pick it up and give it a try. It was $9.99, and yeah, I just thought I'd give it a try, and there's actually quite a bit of it in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend up all of the ingredients without this, and then pour Alex a glass of the smoothie, and then I'm just going to put this in mine. Alex has something called hemochromatosis, which is kind of the opposite of anemia, where his body absorbs too much iron. So this is very, very high in iron, so I don't want to give him that. All right, so what I'm going to be using in this smoothie is 3 pieces of frozen banana. This is about 1.5 banana. And I like to have frozen fruit in my smoothies because it just makes it thicker and tastes more like a frozen dessert almost. So this is 1 cup of frozen mango chunks. And I get a lot of my frozen fruit from Winco or Walmart. And this is a 2-pound bag. I don't remember the exact price, around $5, I believe. And I washed a few pieces of kale, so I'm gonna add that in there. And then 1/3 cup of oat milk. And this is 14 ounces of water. All right, let's blend this all together. All right, so this one is Alex's, and I'm just gonna add some of this powder to mine. So I opened it the other day and I've tried it already a few times, and it has a very strong taste of spirulina. So if you've tasted spirulina before, that's pretty much what this tastes like. All right, so that's how much I'm putting in, and it makes your smoothie very, very dark green. And here is my mango superfood smoothie. Yum, yum. For dinner, I am going to make a chickpea quinoa arugula salad. My health focus for the month is to try to include more raw vegetables and especially dark leafy greens. So this salad is going to be packed with that. Typically, I'm not much of a salad person, but I'm really just trying to incorporate more greens into my diet and find ways to make salads a little bit more interesting and filling. And I'm going to do that by adding in this quinoa that I cooked the other day. I believe this is over a cup, but I've got my measuring cup there just so that I can let you guys know exactly how much of everything I'm putting into this salad. And I'm going to include 1/2 can of chickpeas. I'm just going to give these a really good rinse and then put half of this into my salad. And something I did last night was I added grapes to my salad. I wasn't sure if I would like that or not, and it was really, really good. I really enjoyed the mixture of the bitter arugula with the sweet from the grapes. That was really nice. And I got the bag of arugula and bag of mixed salad greens from a local farm. So honestly, I can really taste the difference in the quality of the greens compared to what I normally get at the grocery store. So I might be going back there. And I'm also going to be adding in this shredded carrot. This is about 1/3 of a very large carrot, and some chopped up dandelion greens, which are also very bitter, but so healthy for you, so full of vitamins and nutrients. And I got these at Sprouts, which is a grocery store here in Arizona. All right, so I rinsed the chickpeas, and that's about 1/2 of them there. And I'm going to be using all of this quinoa, but just to give you an idea of how much it is, that is a heaping cup full of cooked quinoa. And then I guess the rest of it is probably another 1/2 cup or so. And I've washed these grapes already. And I just added in the quinoa cold. I didn't microwave it. Sometimes I do mix hot and cold ingredients in my salads, but today I'm just doing it like this. And something else that I do is I chop up my greens into really tiny pieces. I just prefer salad that way instead of, chewing on big pieces of lettuce. Add that to the bowl. This is all for me. Alex will eat something else when he has his dinner. And let's give that a really good mix together. And I'm not a big salad dressing person. I'm not a big fan of creamy dressings, but I'm gonna be adding some balsamic. I'm gonna do a drizzle of balsamic, some sea salt, and some lime juice. You've got your quinoa, which is high in protein. You've got chickpeas, also high in protein. You got some fruit in there and lots of green veggies, so very healthy and very filling salad. All right, as a snack, I sliced up 2 russet potatoes, and I'm going to bake them in the oven on this baking tray for about 25 minutes on 450 degrees, and I'm gonna have them just with a drizzle of ketchup on top.